I don't think many of the people who are on a path to authenticity belong in the artificial world of spirituality. I think that it needs to be renamed, and so many of those who are on this high hierarchical ladder need to be dethroned. It's disturbing, quite honestly. And this is and was and continues to be such a challenge for people who are truly and authentically connected with a higher source. And being connected to a higher source does not require you to abandon yourself. Your knowing, your experiences, your beliefs, your true sense of what it means to be human in your world. I've been trying to figure out how I will balance my disgust and disdain for patriarchal structures and organizations with a softer version that is more inclusive. And so I fully came to the understanding, which I've always had, is that men as in the male population, are not the patriarchy. And hopefully you know this. This isn't a men versus women or male versus female or any kind of gender fight. It is not. Patriarchal organizations, which has been our society, the imbalance of power, is based upon power over rather than collaboration, which, if you break that down, is about the separation of self. The separation of self, because each one of us has divine masculine and feminine. So if you understand and get some objectivity moving back from everything that we have been taught, in the ways that we're taught, the lessons we're taught, curriculums in school, the way people are believed to succeed or fail, how and who gets power, what is power, all of these things are based on the separation of self. Because if you recognized that you are both masculine and feminine, then this would not be an issue, because you would want that balance, because you would want it for yourself. But if you identify with a gender, so if you identify as gender only, as opposed to recognizing that you are both male and female, female, male, that's where the dichotomy happens. That's where the breakdown exists. And integrating those two things back together is the only way that we will heal the broken parts of ourself and our world. As I stand next to this massive mother tree with all of the energies infused into every stage of her growth, I'm reminded of how insignificant we really are. And yet at the same time, how significant our decisions can be, and how they affect so much more than we ever imagine or even have an awareness of. So as we take in this moment with the birds singing and the dogs happily panting, and the grass gently blowing, we're reminded that we are here for a reason, and that it is time to step into that and to step into our power and our knowing, and to recognize the illusions that are all around us, and that we are meant to stand together, identifying people and situations that put others who are more vulnerable at risk, and to acknowledge that each one of us has masculine and feminine within ourselves. So it's not an us and it's not a them. We're in this together. And I know how that sounds. And especially with the controversy of these patriarchal, misogynistic, disgusting humans who are so oblivious to the ignorance that they spout that they actually believe others are going to just keep towing the company line. That's going to be a rude awakening for them. There's nothing to be gained from taking away another's power. There is nothing. There is everything to be gained from balancing the playing field. Everything. We can only desire balance if we are balanced. So if you are someone who believes in a power over dynamic, that is something that you need to work on, because that is your projection of how the world should work, because you're benefiting from it. And if you are someone who has struggled with injustice and being mistreated and being cast aside or betrayed, have some awareness over that as well. That is something that you have experienced that is triggering within you. So you need to reflect on that and find that wound and offer it love and comfort, because you're the only one who can do that. You're the only one who can take care of yourself and heal yourself, so that you come then from a balanced place of seeing the world, so you can project that out when others are being harmed and marginalized and discriminated against. That you're in a position of authenticity, of being balanced, and understanding that there is no us and them. There's only us. So as we weigh upon that, and you hear the crunching of the dry ground, I want you to take in the power of this mother tree. And just for a moment, imagine the challenges that this tree faced as it tried to grow in a very inhospitable environment with not a lot of water, not a lot of moisture, with humans cutting down and harvesting so much. Of what they would call healthy and viable wood. Wood that doesn't have tons of knots and things that would make it difficult to cut and to smooth, to be this vision of perfection. And yet she stands strong. She stands tall. She is deeply rooted. And look at all of her babies hanging from her limbs. She's ready to keep going, knowing that a lot of them won't take hold. It is her job to hold strong, to continue to birth. New ways, new opportunities. She communicates with all the other trees as they do back in a root system underground. An intuitive root system. That doesn't require or demand anything from one another. It just wants what's best for one another. It speaks to community and recognizing that there are outside forces that may be at play and that are always actually trying to influence her growth. could be sad that so many of her children have not survived, and that the future looks bleak as so many more will be cut down and harvested, or that will not survive the harshness of the environment, but instead she stands strong. Her roots run very deep, and she continues to be the mother, the creator, she communicates with all the other trees as they do back in a root system underground, an intuitive root system. Generations to look up to. To believe in. And if you look amongst all of these trees, you will see so many mother trees who have weathered so much. And for some, uniquely designed reason, they continue to exist, to persist, to resist being taken down. Be the mother tree. Stand strong, arm in arm with other mother trees, knowing that your worth and your value doesn't come from outside of yourself. That outside influences could come for you over and over and over again. But your roots run deep. You are surrounded by a community that needs you. Relies on you. And loves you very deeply. So be a mother tree. Send out the signals. Stand up and fight against anything that intends harm on the most vulnerable. Be resilient and tall and strong and sturdy and rooted and grounded and aware. And share that awareness. and speak your truth and be authentic. And give a shit. Give a shit about what is happening in this world. And then do something about it. Until next time, stay safe and stay connected. And go be a mother tree.